I believe he has a tremendous job to do, a lot of challenges to overcome, but he is doing it. And if you look at, even though the graduation rate is low, if it's 53%, which is unacceptable, I will tell you if it was 78 or 90%, it would be unacceptable. Not having one child graduate means that we do not have a system that's functioning the way in which it should function. But that being said, the same report card said that there was value added, which means that when you look at the child in our school system and you look at the schools themselves, that the value added was either met or greater than what the state expectation would be of that child. So there is some improvement. When you look at the special option schools and you see the excellent ratings or the other kind of ratings that are far above what we are as a general district, you will see that there are great schools. And you will see that people are choosing those schools to go into. We've also entered into conversation with some well-performing charter schools to see if we can incorporate them into our system. This is given, the opportunity is here. The opportunity is here because they need the financial help of our districts, and we need to be able to mimic and also help to look at how they're doing what they do so we can perform better. And,
okay.
And then finally,
briefly, please.
There is a report that will be coming out pretty soon that looks at all of our facilities. How do we downsize them to right-size our school district? How do we identify those academic impediments and overcome them? And how do we proceed from here to the future? And I think that Dr. Sanders has done a very good job in positioning us in 2010 going forward will be the proof.
Mayor Jackson, Bill Patmon, thank you very much. We're going to take a short break now for some mid-program announcements. Jan Roller.
Today at the City Club of Cleveland, we are listening to a debate between the candidates for mayor of Cleveland, Frank Jackson and Bill Patmon. We will return in a few minutes for our traditional City Club questions, but first these announcements. We welcome you to this City Club Forum, the longest continuously running free speech forum in the country. We hope you will join the City Club and become active in our ongoing civic dialogue. Greetings to those present and those listening on 90.3 WCPN or to our live webcast or podcast. Our radio broadcast is supported by Case Western Reserve University, and our webcasts are provided by the University of Akron. Visit our website, cityclub.org, for more information about upcoming programs and links to our webcasts and podcasts. Today's debate concludes our fall 2009 election cycle. We have presented 4 debates, 2 on county reform, 1 on casino gambling, and today's debate for mayor of Cleveland. The most important part of this process, of course, is that you all go out to the polls and vote. Election Day is this next Tuesday, November 3rd. We will be back in this room on Friday, October 30th, with a program on alternative medicine with Dr. Stephen Sager. And next Wednesday, November 4th, the day after the election, we will have the Chief of Staff of the United States Army, General George Casey. If you would like to listen to any of our recent debates again, they are on podcasts and are available on our website, www.cityclub.org. Today's forum is the annual Peter DeLeon Forum on Local Politics. This forum recognizes the legacy of Mr. DeLeon, who joined the City Club in 1930 and served as a loyal member for 70 years. Mr. DeLeon's daughters, Linda Klein and Paulette Novak, are here with us today. Linda and Paulette, will you please stand and be recognized? We are pleased to welcome to our forum today students who are here as part of our City Club student program. Participation of these students is made possible by a generous grant from the Loeb Foundation. Today we welcome students who are here from the Cleveland School of the Arts. Will the students please stand and be recognized? Now we would like to proceed with the audience question and answer period. Holding the microphones today are City Club Development Director Jessica Allen and Education and Outreach Coordinator Deborah Agosti. Let's return to our moderator, Dan Moulthrop.
Thank you, Jan. Where do we have our first question? Oh, before we get started, I always forget to do this part. This is the questions. These have to be questions, obviously, not speeches, please. And each candidate will get 1 minute to respond to questions that are addressed to both candidates. If you want to address a question to a particular candidate, then that candidate gets a minute, and the other candidate will have 30 seconds to respond. Let's begin.
Hello, my name is Leonte Reed. I'm a representative of the Cleveland School of the Arts. And Mr. Patmon pointed out the problems occurring at our school with like the safety issues, and we had 2 students hospitalized this week due to attacks while leaving school, and we are beginning to fear going to school. So what exactly would you be willing and liable to do to make schools safer or make the schools seem more protected in and from their environment so that people will continue to choose the Cleveland School of the Arts for their educators?
Thank you very much. Mr. Patmon, could you start?
First of all, it was a bad decision to locate the students where they did. If you knew anything about Cleveland's neighborhoods, you would know that that's not what you do. You don't send kids who are used to catching the bus and Association, University Circle, and you send them over on Superior. I live very near that corner where that assault took place. And if you took into account the kind of what you want to call land gang marks or alien people in your neighborhood kind of activity that takes place in all across Cleveland, you would have made a different decision of where you located those children, and hopefully out of this will come a different location for you guys to go to school, feel safe, and not have to worry about your iPod or your physical being. I would have made a very different decision and an assessment of that.
Mayor Jackson.
Well, first of all, what you're looking for is what you have a right to, and that is to have a safe environment and to be educated in and the freedom to go to and from school without being accosted in any way. But that is not just the School of the Arts, that's every school. So what we've done with our safety forces is a partnership with your police department in order to address that. As a matter of fact, last night I was given a call, and I think that our people are already on top of that. So we're going to work on that for you.
The school won't be moved? That's the site for now?
That's the site. I mean, regardless of where children go to school, they should have the right to be safe in school and out. And we should do whatever that takes to make that happen.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Let's take the next question.
I wonder if each one of you could fast forward to your first day in office. Say either one of you wins. With all of the different items on your agenda, what would be the first item that you would deal with? And if you had total control over the outcome, what would you focus on, and what would you want to be the outcome of that item?
King for a day, but just one day. Mayor Jackson, you first.
I know when I first went in my first term, it was dealing with the fiscal side, you know, the 5-year projection on the operating budget and capital. That I knew was going to be a tremendous problem, so I focused in on that. I don't have any other one specific item that I would deal with in my second term, because it's just a continuation of what I'm doing and building on the foundation that we laid. If I was king for a day and wanted an outcome, I would have a much improved economy that would allow for people to maintain their jobs and businesses to invest and grow and development to occur. And I would have an educational system that was second to none in this country.
Thank you very much. Bill Patmon?
First, if I had my druthers first day, let's clean up the corruption that's in City Hall. Building and Housing Department, I would have it to be pristine and serve citizens as it should. Because the first place you stop when you wanted to start a business in Cleveland, you want to build something, you want to renovate something, I would clean out that corruption. That would be the first thing that I would want to do when I got to City Hall. And I could go further. King for a day, I would want to not be left with a $50 million deficit in the 2010 budget as projected by this particular administration, and would have a $50 million check to fill that hole.
Thank you very much, Mr. Patmon.
I'd like to get that
Our next
50
question.
million.